because now right now, if you're still watching, you are now going into the minds of two YouTubers who are getting well over 100k views on the majority of their videos. So you're now going into their mind and seeing how exactly they do this.
You have to do something different so that people choose your content over others.
Even if I physically stopped working, stopped doing college, and just was in my room all day, there is no way my mind could go, okay, you're gonna upload daily. Alright lads, welcome back to the Inside Minecraft podcast. Everything you need to know inside Minecraft. However, today it's not exactly going to be everything you need to know inside Minecraft, but instead everything you need to know inside the Minecraft YouTube algorithm. We're joined again with PotatoPie25. Introduce you first this time, Potato.
Hello, what's up? You might have heard me on the podcast last time. I'm a YouTuber who makes videos and other stuff. So
and you're pretty successful.
I would say so, I guess.
And then obviously joined again with the co-host Jakester, who is also doing really, really well view-wise on YouTube as well.
I mean, yeah, if I uploaded more, but
still doing good anyways for now. So for this podcast, it's slightly different to what we normally do. Instead, this time around, it's going to be a bit of an algorithm talk, which for the average viewer might not be crazy interesting to hear. However, stick around, listen anyways to see what Potato Pie and Jason wanted to say. I'm not really going to be leading this podcast too much because my channel is still in a bit of a state. Plus, I'm not really too clued up on the algorithm compared to like these two. So it's more like you two are going to be the hosts today, and I'm just going to be tagging along and saying little parts that I know, because there is a few things I know, but it's mainly going to be led by you two. So Jake or Potato, whoever wants to do it, you guys can take the lead from now.
First of all, I just want to say, yo, let's go. I got my own podcast now. I'm literally a host.
You are the host of it. You've replaced me. We need to get you one of these profile pictures.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so for the average viewer, not all of you guys are going to be YouTubers, and I completely understand that. YouTube is definitely not for everyone. Obviously, some people will literally just like upload like, you know, their gameplay, their clips or whatever, not too seriously, just for like friends to see, to watch or whatever, and that's completely fine, and that's okay. But there are also quite a lot of people who are trying to like, you know, grow on YouTube and do better, get more views, get more subscribers and all of that. And that's kind of like, you know, where you need to start learning how the algorithm works, which is what YouTube uses to promote your videos, how to get people to see your videos more, interact with them, and then just continue your growth from there. And so that's what we're going to be discussing, a lot of like the secrets to it, stuff that the average person might not know but can still help them along the way, and just like stuff that we've done that's helped us as well to get to where we are today.
If anything, I think this is still quite interesting for the average viewer, because now right now, if you're still watching, you are now going into the minds of two YouTubers who are getting well over 100k views on the majority of their videos. So you're now going into their mind and seeing how exactly they do this. And if you ever want to start a YouTube channel yourself, you can learn from this.
Exactly.
all right. So the way this is gonna work, we have a few topics we're gonna go through piece by piece, just like talking about a little, not going too in depth, so it's not confusing, but just like touching on it just to explain and understand more about it. Okay. So I think the first main point of being successful on YouTube is the quality of your videos. I mean, I think that's very important. It doesn't have to be like too high quality, too in depth. I think just like if you can show that you're serious about the content you're making to the viewer, I think that's probably enough.
To an extent, yeah. Like I literally touched on earlier, there are some people that literally just like upload their clips and gameplay just so they can go back and watch it later. And there's other people that like actually start working on their content to like make it better. And I feel like that's kind of like where you gotta start off with quality, is like work to make your videos watchable by the average person as opposed to just like a memory, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can like clearly tell with people's subcons and stuff, you can tell who are actually like trying and who are just like, I guess, like uploading for fun, uploading just to hope, I guess, like kind of luck,
Yeah.
to see if they get anything. Like, I mean, the odds of that are like incredibly low, and for it to even maintain is even lower. But it's happened before. It's definitely possible.
For sure.
But it's not like it's not really a good idea to, if you're serious about content creation, showing the viewer that like you don't really care isn't the best way to do it.
Right. So let's talk about like some elements of quality then, for like what you should be looking for or what you should be doing to try and like get more people to see your stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, when people think of like quality, they usually think of like editing and stuff, but I mean, like, I think it's like there's a lot more to that. So like stuff like having good commentary. I mean, you're a commentary YouTuber too, right?
Yeah.
So like having like good dialogue, like speaking up, you know, like talking to the viewer, stuff like that, rather than just like editing like subtitles, like sound effects, memes. You know what I mean? Like it's not necessary. It only depends on your kind of content style.
Right. I mean, like for my videos and stuff like that, I'd say it's very minimal editing. I mainly carry my videos with my voice and stuff like that. And one thing that I make sure to do with my commentary is to make sure that my commentary, my voice and everything is top notch, because that's kind of the main aspect of the video. That's why people are watching, to hear me talk about something. So like, for example, in my audio editor, when I record stuff, I don't just like record, or well, okay, so I record and then I stop and then I record again. In those times in between, occasionally you're going to hear like my keyboard or me like, you know, clearing my throat or whatever. That's the type of stuff you got to cut out. Even stuff like like I know all of us are like doing that in this podcast anyways. I think I literally just did that because we're talking about this more live, but like see, I just did it again.
But even then,
that's the type of stuff
we still cut that out.
Yeah, well, to an extent.
To an extent, not all of it, but we still cut some of it out. Before a YouTube video, you have to cut all of it out.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of like shows that you're a serious YouTuber. Like even cutting out small things like stutters and stuff like that, like really bad stutters, or like you know, like for just a long period of time. Even like silence, like even cutting that out is just like it shows that you're serious and you actually like care about your content.
I cut out me breathing. My headphones are so strong, I can hear when I breathe, and I can't stand it, so I just cut out.
Oh, I mean, me as well. Like sometimes you'll hear, or like when I'm editing the audio or whatever, you'll hear me like breathe in or whatever, and obviously I have to like cut that out to, you know, make sure that it's like listenable. I mean, obviously you can like still listen to the commentary, but to make it enjoyable to listen to and make less dead space in the video, you know, you got to cut out those small things.
Would you say, both of you here, would you say that quality is more presented? Because you mentioned it a little bit earlier, Jake. You said that you can tell by people's sub counts. Slightly, I'd like to, I guess me disagreeing with it a bit. Could you say that it's more like you can tell like someone is, okay, so for Mr. Beast, for example, he has the subs and the views, but then for you, Jake, you have 10,000 subs, but because the quality of your videos are so good, you're getting 100k views. Could you tell more that the quality of the video is a lot more better by the views they get rather than the sub count that they have?
I mean, I was more just like referencing like there's three kind of YouTubers. You know, there's people that just upload, that just like that upload like no matter what, they don't care. They might have like 5 to 50 subs. Like they could be their friends.
Okay.
There's people like smaller content creators who are actually trying, so like anywhere from like I guess 100 to like 5,000 or something, and then above that there's people who've maintained a brand and stuff like that and are understanding like what they're doing. Right. That's kind of where I was going with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here. Okay, so I guess I'll try and sort of like segue into like originality and stuff as well. So on the topic of like, you know, obviously making people want to watch your videos and stuff like that, I feel like it should be easily said and known that people, for the most part, aren't gonna want to watch the same video twice. And so on YouTube, I mean, I feel like this should be relatively common knowledge, but you can't just like, you know, copy videos, not like, you know, sort of yoinking, re-uploading it, but like, you know, in a way you can make a similar video, but you still have to like have your own brand and your own touch on it for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like what YouTubers and viewers calls like trends and stuff, you know, like trending things, like people like copy it, manipulate it a bit, and it does well until the point where it doesn't do well anymore, and then a new trend happens, you know?
Yeah.
I think I guess it's quite different though, because like well, not really too much different, but with trends, like everybody's doing it, and like you can do your own things regarding trend. I'll be the first one to admit, for a little while, and people used to make jokes like saying that I was like a carbon copy of you, Potato. I was a bit of a knockoff of you when I moved to the Hive. I'll be the first one to admit I sort of was with the My Thoughts on videos. You originally did those, and then I kind of went into it, but like then I started transitioning into my own content, and I saw like a lot more improvement with like, you know, I know it's been done before, like in general YouTube, but like what yours says about you, but it's never been done in Hive, so that was original content, and it got like 11-12k views compared to My Thoughts on videos, which had already done, but I did again, and which were sort of the same views anyway, so there was no point in doing it, which got like 2-3k views. So it's definitely, I definitely saw an improvement in there of like being original. Yeah.
Okay, so I might ramble on this a little bit, but I have I guess some good advice that I learned. This was like 6 or 7 months ago, from someone that doesn't even really do YouTube. They do online content, but they don't do YouTube, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, I get
this is going to be a little bit of a story, but hear me out on this because I think this will be good. Basically, he told me that you pretty much, to like get people to want to watch your videos have to be one of three things. Again, I was talking to him about my content, how I was dealing with a little bit of demotivation and stuff like that, and like he asked me like what I wanted to do. I told him and stuff like that. So I'm going to use a little bit of like anecdotes. Like I don't know. I'm bad at talking, but
That's
basically, for my style of content specifically, where I'm doing commentaries, I have to do one of a few things to get people to watch it. Either I have to be one of the first people to talk about it, so that's more specifically referencing like updates or whatever, because this was back when the majority of my content was just based around Hive updates and talking about the updates and what it's about. And also around this time was when a lot of like the 1 minute I like to call them the 1 minute Andes, basically just the channels that are uploading like 1 minute recaps of like, this is what the update is, for example. I'm not going to call anyone out because of like a lot of people that like did it because it did get views pretty well. Basically, you either have to be one of the first people to upload it, which is what those 1 minute channels were really good at. They could get a video up on the update in like 20 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Whereas for me, it would usually take anywhere between like 6 to 8 hours of work to try and, get a video completely ready, made, and ready to upload for that. So you either have to be one of the first people to upload, or you have to do something different than like you basically have to do something to make people want to watch your content above others. And this is where it sort of cycles around back to originality. You have to do something different so that people choose your content over others. So you have to talk about the update in a sort of different way than just this is what the update is, this is what the update contains. So, for example, with my content recently, I've been like sort of farming content off of like Minecraft updates more like, but going more in depth about like what the updates are and how they're going to affect, like Minecraft as a whole, as opposed to just like, hey, this is the update, this is what's in it, and that's kind of that. And again, this was coming from someone on the outside who like did online stuff but didn't do YouTube. You can still like get really good advice. I know I was rambling. I know a lot of people probably clicked off, and I'm so sorry for taking the retention of this podcast for it, but I just thought it was a cool story to talk about. Basically, you have to be different in some way to get people to... You either have to be first or you have to be different to get people to watch your content. And both of those cycle back to originality, because you are the original if you do it first. But if you're not the first, then you have to do something else original to get people to want to click on your video.
One thing I've noticed, and I know like I mean, lately they've been a bit low, but even on my 10, 11k view videos, which obviously isn't compared to your 100k and they're shorter videos, I'd like to say, I'm not sure if there's another channel that's done it with my intros. I go like, so in case you didn't know already, then I hit them with a fact about the video, or like a heads up. And like I've noticed that people don't skip over that first 30 seconds because they always know my intro is going to be short. They don't want to skip over what they possibly didn't know, and I'm always seeing in the first 30 seconds I still have 80% watching, which I've always learned, and I'm not sure if this is 100% true, that like having 80% of people watching, not getting into like percentages here, is like good for you. So I'm not going to go too deep into that, but like the point is like, because it's so original, I still have so many people watching throughout the video, and I know they're shorter, like I said. I know like obviously I get less views, but I've still noticed that originality has helped my channel a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even like you said, latching on to like an original intro to an extent can also just like make you stand out in a way. That's definitely something good to do.
Even the command block tutorials, like I don't really like remembering them too much because like it's in the past and I don't really want to reference it too much, but it's perfect here. It's like the command block videos, like the ones that got so many views, is because they're original ideas and they were 100% working. Like because people are like, oh, this is what I'm looking for, and they're the only person doing it because they're original. Yeah. The same with you and your mobile controls. Like it's original content. Like because that video is doing really well, right? We talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. Yeah. It's still getting 540 views an hour. Yeah.
But that's the reason why that one did well was because I was actually one of the first videos to like kind of talk about it. Like I know Toycat did, like they're another like Bedrock. They do a lot of stuff on updates. Yeah, they did a part of a video talking about it, mainly just talking about the snapshot, but that was also the update with the LA or whatever first being added, and that was the main focus of the update. So I sort of still latched onto the update, but instead talked about, I guess, a lesser known feature of the update, because not everyone plays on mobile, and that's partly I attribute to why the video is doing so well, is because not a lot of people knew about that, and that's why I decided to talk about it as opposed to like the LA, which is what so many more people cared about, I guess, with it.
But then doing it first also makes it original.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why this video is absolutely blown up. Like, 370,000 views in like 3 weeks is crazy. So that's like that. All of that combined is why that video did so well.
What was you gonna say,
Yeah.
there, Jake? Sorry.
Yeah, I think like the concept of like mobile controls is like is what a lot of Java see about Bedrock. Like all they see is like the mobile like MCPE kind of thing, and I think like it must have been really engaging and like interesting when like all of a sudden it all changed. Like their whole the whole brand of what Java thought Bedrock looked like just completely changed.
Yeah.
Something, I guess, along the lines of quality and originality, more along the quality side. As well as quality, to an extent, you need quantity. And although that doesn't really help, as proven because neither of you upload, quantity also has, like, would you both say, I guess, once again, I know, like I said, you guys aren't very good at it, but would you say that it helps with the algorithm? And does it help people grow on YouTube?
Well, just spamming videos? No.
No, it's not going to do anything.
So, like, daily uploads with the best of quality. So, say they have amazing quality, but they were daily uploads. Is that a bad idea?
I mean, if they were good ideas, like if you could manage to generate good ideas, good quality, good quantity, it probably would do really well. I mean, Jacksepticeye is like a great example of that.
Yeah,
but
there's a scale that you need for that. Like you need editors, you need like thumbnail makers, and all of that, and that's like gonna be impossible to do for like the average dude. So for all intents and purposes, for everyone watching this video, probably not.
I think the ideal upload schedule for anyone, if it was really unrealistic, would probably be like 1 to 2 weeks. Really high quality, like consistency.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think for the likes of you guys, it's like you, Jake, for example, like you upload once a month. That's because but not even trying to be funny here, but that's like that's your consistency. That's what your viewers know is your consistency, because you like spend a lot of time on the videos, and like you've said about it before, you're making a speedrun video, but you don't know how to speedrun properly. So like it's taking you a bit longer to make, but it's going to be good quality, and that's why it's taking longer, you know. And then with you, PotatoPie, you upload every like 3 or 4 weeks, but that's like I think you've mentioned it before. It's like a little bit due to just lack of content, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah,
but it's also because like even then now you've established this kind of idea of consistency. But then when I took a month break, that was like unknown to my viewers because I upload once a week, because I only really subtitle my videos. I don't go into depth like you guys do. So not uploading like for 4 weeks was like this is like I think consistency is very much specific for each person. But consistency for YouTube would be uploading like twice a week. Does that make sense? Do you agree or do you disagree with me here?
I don't know if you can really generalize what the ideal consistency is for everyone. Like, I mean, obviously we said like realistically you probably shouldn't be uploading daily unless you have crazy ideas and the capability to edit and like, make
and
all
very
that
broad
stuff.
content as well. Like you could be uploading daily Minecraft videos. They don't have to be like daily gaming videos of different games.
Right. I don't know. I don't feel like it's right to generalize what you should, like how much you should be uploading ever, but like I mean, even still, it's important to keep consistency and everything in mind, just to like how do I want to say this? It's important to keep consistency in mind to God damn it.
I think I get what you're saying here. Can I try and phrase it and then just
go for it.
Okay, I think it's very much consistency in mind of like, once again, I guess I'll just use you as an example, Jake, instead of using you both as an example. Like you like I'm looking at your channel now, Jake. You uploaded 5 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago. That's your videos, and I might as well use you as an example, PotatoPie. Your like most recent videos are like 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago.
What do you mean months?
Huh?
Oh, wait, never mind. You're going back.
No, like so like your 5 most recent videos, starting with the 5th one, is 2 months ago, then it goes 2 months ago, then 2 months ago, then it's 1 month ago, then it's 3 weeks ago, which is about to become a month ago, and then 2 weeks ago. But like it's in a sense of like you're known for uploading 3 videos a month whenever they are, and then like Jake, you're known for uploading 1 video a month. But like say for example, for me now, I guess, say I uploaded 2 videos in January, then 10 videos in February, then 5 videos in March, and then 20 videos in April. Like it doesn't make any sense to my viewers, and it's just so inconsistent to the point where they're like, I don't know what to expect. But then with you guys, because Jake, you're known for uploading once a month, Potato 3 times a month, people are like, okay, I've seen 2 videos, now I expect 1 more video this month. And that's like consistency in a sense to their channel, and that's what their viewers know as consistency.
That makes sense. I mean, it's definitely good for the viewer to know what to expect in terms of like upload, even if it's not like a guaranteed like day, just like you said, being able to know that like, yeah, there'll probably be a video at some point within the month or whatever for Jakester, or like, there'll be a couple videos for me. It's definitely good for the viewer to know what, or like sort of when to expect if there'll be a video or not.
I just thought the perfect example.
Yeah.
Sidemen, they upload every Sunday. If they uploaded on a Friday, you'd be like, what the heck? Because they're known for, I'm not sure if you watch the Sidemen, but
sometimes
they have this thing that you probably know this, but they have this thing called Sidemen Sunday, where every single channel on a Sidemen channel goes up on a Sunday. So if for some bizarre reason they decided to upload on a Thursday, you'd be like, huh? This isn't you. This isn't consistent, and you'd be confused. So I think consistency is very like I know I keep saying it, but I just kind of want to reiterate the point here. I think consistency is very much based to the channel. Like quality is based to YouTube as a whole, but I think consistency is very much based to what your consistent schedule is. Like for Jacksepticeye, I think, does he upload daily? What are you saying?
I don't know if he does anymore, but
honestly,
he was for at least like 5 or 6 years, which is incredible.
Okay, yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like that was his channel. People knew they were expecting a video every day. But like, say then he started taking uploading 2 videos a month. People would be like, this is really confusing to me because this isn't your consistency. This isn't your schedule. It's like with streaming, for example. Like people who have stream schedules. It's like if like they just completely went against that, which I did. My view account got cut in half because we were like, you've just lost your schedule. This isn't what we know from you. We don't know when to expect you to go live,
Yeah.
So I know that's a little bit off topic there, sorry, but it kind of links into the consistency. There's not really much to say about consistency, is there? It's like, yeah, we can talk about it, but it's very much, it's not really a general topic to talk about.
Yeah, it depends on the person, really, for how consistent you need to be.
I mean, speaking of daily uploads, Orbitzz, I mean, you were uploading for like over you were uploading daily over like a year, right?
I uploaded,
you had like...
I alternated, so I did a command block video, then I did a gameplay video, and the command block videos would get like 10, 20k views, and then the gameplay video would get like 100 views.
Yeah, I mean, like, but you had like scheduled like every single day, like you scheduled a video every single day from recording them like a week ago.
Oh yeah,
which is kind of insane.
I'll schedule 2 weeks in advance, yeah.
I mean, I don't know many people that could have done that like nowadays.
No, but then I also recorded on my Xbox, plugged into my £200 laptop, and the videos were like literally cut out the start where I like before my intro and cut out the end, and that was it, because I didn't have an editing app or anything, so it was pretty easy to do that. But nowadays with the content I do, and then obviously like working and everything, there is no way I'd be able to upload daily ever, even if I wanted to. Like there's even if I physically like stopped working, stopped doing college, and just was in my room all day, there is no way my mind could go, okay, you're gonna upload daily, especially because the fact that I think it just kills your channel. I think like I know it's a bit very, very hot take, but I feel like I've always seen it as like, okay, so for the podcast thing, for example, so we upload the podcast on a Friday, and then we upload highlights on Sunday and Tuesday. But say the highlights went on the main podcast channel, I couldn't upload the highlight on Saturday because I'd be like, but then that's going to completely kick the podcast on Friday out. It's going to hide that, and people are just going to click on the newest thing. It's a really bad take, but it's also how I've seen it, and it's what works for me. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how I did daily. It didn't work clearly, but it sort of worked because command. But then there was also command block videos. They were really like, because I was so like, not to big myself up, because I was so good at them. They were really easy to make.
I mean,
so easy to do daily.
I mean, like they were pretty like. I mean, I think they were pretty high quality in terms of like your commentary and explaining and stuff like that, and how you knew exactly what you were talking about, and like even like to think like making like, okay, let's say like you have like a 7-day schedule. You have to upload once a day. Like you have to think of like 7 or 3. Like 3-ish, like different command block ideas, record it, edit it a bit, and then upload it. Like my brain could not do that. Even if it sounds so simple, like just managing like a million different things. No.
Yeah. Had I stuck to commands, I'd be uploading 4 times a week. I still have so many. Like I have a whole book. I actually ripped out the pages earlier. I had genuinely 6 pages of commands to make.
Did you still have more?
Yeah, I had so many. And I'd be uploading like 4 or 5 times a week, and my channel would probably be on over 100k subs. But then the way I looked at it is like the reason for many people
could be a dead channel though. It could be a dead channel.
Yeah, the reason many people don't know about this, I barely ever talk about it, and I've never mentioned it before on my main channel, is the reason I stopped making command block tutorials is because, don't want to say the name here, and if you find them, you find them. I saw a channel who was a command block tutorial channel, 150k subs, and they were getting 2k views a video, and I just said, I don't want to be there. I can't, because command's very much subject to people. Like, we're going really off topic here, but I think it's fine because it's still talking about YouTube algorithm. Like those type of videos, like tutorial videos, are very much people searching for them rather than people wanting to watch them.
It's very search term.
It's like your videos, like people want to watch them for you. They don't want to watch them because like you're making. So it's your I speedrun hive. You're not making how I speedrun hive, how to speedrun hive. have
Yeah.
people watching
Yeah,
it
right.
for the content, not the tutorial kind of thing. Anyways, before we get even more off topic here, because there's not really too much to say about originality. Oh, sorry, not originality, sorry, consistency. Do you guys want to move on? Because I took a little bit of control there, sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
This
no,
is your
that's fine.
podcast. But do you want to get back to you guys who know a lot more than I do?
Sure. This is going to be a little bit more of an abrupt switch, I feel like, but I think it's also important to talk about titling and thumbnailing. I think those are probably the most important things towards, even like we talked about quality and everything earlier, titles and thumbnails are probably the most important thing to like content creation in general, because that's how people find your video.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a good title, you can't get a good search term. Like, no one's gonna be able to find your video. Like, if you don't have a good thumbnail and like it's in your recommended, no one's gonna want to click on like a screenshot for a thumbnail.
So, Potato, you don't actually have, Jake, with you do, so we'll get to you after. You don't actually really have a consistent thumbnail style. So what exactly is your ideal, like, if we're talking about thumbnails here, like, what would you say is a good thumbnail? Because you don't have a consistent one. It's like, what do you say?
My thumbnails used to be a lot more consistent. It was thing that I talked about in the video in the middle of the screen with a blurred background.
So actually me, but with a great background.
And that did really well because people just like figured out what the video was going to be about, and like they saw the thing, then they looked at the title, and I thought my titling has always been relatively decent. I know I'm bragging a little bit, but like I feel like I've always been pretty good at titling stuff.
Oh,
they look at the title, get intrigued by the title, then click on it. That
so you change?
I changed. I really don't know why I changed. It's just like it's sort of evolved over time. I feel like just I guess getting more specific with the thumbnail, I guess, and I feel like it's done pretty well. Like for example, we can again go back to the video 3 weeks ago talking about Minecraft mobile controls. We just said don't put a screenshot on the or as the thumbnail, and yet that's essentially what I did with it. I literally just got a screenshot. Put the Minecraft Bedrock Edition logo on it and posted it, and it got 300,000 views. So that's not really a good example, but like the video before that, for example, where we talk about the new Minecraft update, I essentially that was about like where the Bedrock update, where like player movement was really laggy, and so I sort of tried to animate that in the thumbnail basically by like making a Steve that was sort of like lagging or glitching sort of. Basically, I've just started putting more effort into my thumbnails to try and like appeal them to a wider audience, as opposed to like, okay, this is gonna sound maybe really bad, I don't know, to try and appeal to the people that don't have a brain. Because if you don't have a brain, then you might not click on the video where it's just thing that I'm talking about in the video over a blurred background, because then you have to read the title. Do you know how many people can't read?
So
yeah.
Oh yeah, you go, Jake, and I'll say why.
I mean, in terms of YouTube, like people look at the thumbnail and then to the title. So you have to capture, you have to get their attention to the thumbnail and then to the title. Like, and that takes a lot of work.
Yeah, I'll say it myself. The amount of times, and I still do it. I literally did it earlier before you were recording this. Scrolling through my subs feed, I literally click on videos because of the thumbnail. I don't read the title. I was like, oh, that thumbnail looks cool. Watch, and then I end up watching the whole video. I not once did I look at the title. There was a video I watched. I had no clue what the title was, but if you show me the thumbnail, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree. But what about you then, Jake? Well, what's the deal with your thumbnails? Because I know I've helped you make a few of them. Obviously not make them by me with the ideas that the I beat the hardest hive challenges. Your most viewed video, big credits to me for that. What's the idea behind the white line in your ones?
Well, I mean, initially it was because I was kind of, I mean, it's very generic content to make like hive challenge videos, like hive but my sensitivity is low, hive but I am small, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of incorporated, I incorporated a lot, like a timer, to make it more intense, to make it more suspenseful, and to like not spoil like if I'm going to do it, if I'm not going to do it, in solo kind of videos. But I mean, I guess like the concept for the thumbnail is I'm playing multiple like game modes rather than just one. So I need to, okay, let's go to Hive. Let's say I'm playing Skywars. I need to include like diamond armor, andesite, like things, fire sword, things recognizable for a Skywars player. And then like on the right side or whatever, on Treasure Wars, I need to include obviously like a treasure, like a defense or something like that. You know what I mean?
There's something they can recognize by looking at it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Potato, did I cut you off on your one, by the way? Or did you not have anything else to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, Karen, joke. My bad.
Yeah. So I'll have that basic concept, and then I'll have like, I kind of use name tags to like make the videos stand out from one another. So let's say I'm doing like a speedrun video, for example. I'll have like a first on which I've done before. Like I'll have a first like above my name tag, and then maybe like a second like on another name tag or something, or like a different a different skin or something.
Yeah, with the best Hive player, you had you in first and Ignacio in second. And I won't spoil the
Yeah.
results of that video, but you had that thumbnail idea.
I mean, my rule of thumb is I don't spoil the video, but I think for that video, it was kind of different because like in a sense we both kind of won, but just in different ways.
No, only he won.
No, I.
You lost.
No, we had initially planned no matter what like who won to just do like a Snow Wars thing, and even though a lot of people were like telling me you probably should cut this out, this is like you're gonna kill retention, people are gonna think like
Yeah, I did.
like you're
I
gonna
said
click
that.
off. Yeah, okay,
Literally me.
but like it shows like heart to the video, you know, it shows passion to the video, like it shows that like it's a good like I don't know how to say this, it's a good switch up to what people would normally think without, you know, making people like click off too fast or whatever.
Yeah, makes sense. As for my
Makes sense.
thumbnails, mine have changed up a little bit as well. Actually, I actually didn't intentionally copy you here, Potato Pie. I really didn't mean to. I actually changed as well. I used to have like stuff in the middle, like when I did the top secret thing, I used to like ban, scam. I just had those in the middle of the screen. But now I've started like branching out a little bit. I don't really seem to have a consistent theme too much anymore. It's like I have like 2 things on the screen rather than 1. So I actually don't really have a consistent one either. So it's more you, Jake, for this one, who has a consistent thumbnail idea. But like, what would you say? Like, what would you say, Potato Pie and Jake? See, this is I know this is your guys' like podcast, but I guess I think it's good that I'm asking you the questions because I have no clue. If that makes sense. What would make the like for each of you? What are the best aspects to a thumbnail? Like not based
Okay.
on your own, but like what are the best things that you can include in a thumbnail? Because I know like red arrows and ticks and stuff like they don't work anymore. They used to, but they don't work anymore.
Yeah.
So what is the ideal? Like yes, that is the best thumbnail you could ever make.
So I mean, like, there's like a couple like pillars or like points you should follow. So usually, like, you should have at least like three like subjects or things to look at. So like the viewer's eye goes to each of them, like 2 or 3 things, and then like a blurred like background or something that's not important, but it just shows that it's in the scene. It makes sense. But yeah, I think like in terms of like color and stuff, like saturation and brightness and contrast and stuff is really important. Like it makes it pop rather than just like it just looks raw. It just looks like you just took a picture, you know what I mean, and just like slapped it on there. I think like I mean, even though it looks like kind of silly, like when you're making it, like it's like, oh, this is way too unrealistic. Like this should not be this bright or this like saturated. Like it works on YouTube because it pops. Like it really stands out to the viewer.
So it has to be in their face.
Yeah.
What about you, Potato Pie? You got anything to add on to that?
I feel like when you make just videos in general, but especially like titles and thumbnails, you just have to like I mentioned earlier, sort of dumb it down to the average viewer, the average person. So like, you know, like we were saying, make it saturated, make it just like pop out sort of, but also like I do with a lot of my thumbnails, just keep it simple to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Make it like 1 or 2 things on the thumbnail that'll like catch their eye, and then like the background and stuff like that. I don't know, I pretty much agree with all of Jake's points. You just have to like think about what the average YouTube viewer is going to see. You have to like put your mind to be the same as theirs.
Yeah, I mean, like another thing on thumbnails, like you have to try and like summarize the entire video like into one image, which can be like technical, but that's like the general concept. You have to make it like make sense. You have to make it pop. You have to make it
You just have to make it stand out. Oh,
Yeah.
in the subscriptions feed, really, don't you?
Yeah, because it's gonna be like what 30 or 40 videos like also there, like being competition to your video. So you need to stand out in like such a competitive like market with YouTube.
Yeah.
Especially since your titles aren't always going to fully show up either. Like looking at your channel, Potato, that video that's popping for you, the controls one, like, oh no, not the controls one, the Minecraft Bedrock's new update is extremely, and it just cuts off. So the thumbnail had to be good enough for people to click on to find out what the rest of that title says.
Exactly. And funny thing about that video, Jake actually like helped me with that thumbnail as well.
So perfect, yeah. So you do have a clue what's going on, and no.
Yep.
Before we move on, I assume we're all finished here, yeah? Anything else you guys want to add?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay, so before we move on to, I think it's the last 1 or 2 things that we're going to talk about. This is something that doesn't link into either of those and more goes back to the quality. It kind of links into everything that's just, well, more quality, originality, and mainly those 2. I just didn't get to bring it up earlier. And this is something I gave you a heads up about, Potato Pie, and you said you had a really good point regarding it. So yourself and Jake make specifically 8-minute plus videos. I know 8-minute videos get you mid rolls. Obviously since YouTube is your only source of income right now, it makes sense as like that's earning you more money. Obviously, that's not the only reason you do it. You've said it many times before that you do like YouTube for a passion.
Yeah.
But obviously, having the 8-minute videos gets you mid rolls. Is there? Because I obviously, for how I see it, and it's a lot deeper than this, which you said you have a really good example for. It being 8 minutes means mid rolls means more money for YouTube. But is there like a method behind the madness of making 100% sure that every video passes that 8-minute mark?
So there's never like a science. I mean, you can always just like stall. You can always just like, you know, talk about something somewhat related. And so something that I do, like I'm gonna be fully shameless here. Yes, sometimes I stretch videos to be just over 8 minutes so I can make more money. I mean, I do that for all my videos, basically. If a video's not 8 minutes, then I'll find something else to talk about. But the most important thing, I feel like, is to actually front load. Like, if you're... This is only going to matter to the small amount of people that are monetized, but front load, put all of the stuff that's, like, interesting or important into, like, the first 4 minutes or so. Then you put your mid-roll ad. Basically, keep people watching. Like, this is if you want to make money. Just, like, you know, put all your good stuff at the beginning. You can make your money that way so that people will watch the mid-roll, and then you can slowly start tapering it off, talk about stuff that's related, like it's still related to the video, but you know, it doesn't have to be like, you know, the heavy hitting stuff that's the video is like 100% mainly about, I guess.
Do you have any clue as to why 8-minute video? Because it's been proven, and I haven't really looked too deep into it, that 8-minute videos do a lot better than, I mean, like, yeah, I know people are going to watch a 4-minute video for longer, but like all the big YouTubers have guaranteed over 8-minute videos. Do you have any clue as to why that does so well?
Well, it's because of how YouTube works and how YouTube's algorithm works. YouTube as a business wants to keep you watching videos on their site for as long as possible. So if you can make longer videos, then you're on YouTube's site for longer and they can advertise to you more, basically. And so that's why, like, not really long videos, but like videos that'll keep the viewer's attention span but won't let them get bored. So around, like, I'm sure YouTube's done the math and stuff like that, 8 to 10 minute videos are about as long as the average YouTube viewer can watch and keep an attention span. And that's probably why they reward those with mid-roll ads.
But for like people who make content like myself, like I physically couldn't. So what your Minecraft breach method says about you, it's a 4-minute video. It's my most recent one, unless I upload before. I'm gonna upload before this podcast comes out. But at the time of recording this, that's my most recent one. But that video, I physically couldn't stretch it longer. But would you recommend stretching it longer? It'd make it a lot more boring. But would you recommend like getting it to 8 minutes, and would it do better that way, or do you think it did a lot better as a 4-minute video? Or could you not tell? It's like that's that option as well.
I feel like for the most part, you probably just can't tell. Like, for the most part, like, again, that's probably a really bad example what I just said of stretching the video so I can make more money, because now everyone's going to try and do it.
No, but you're only stretching like 30 seconds a minute. Like, because I've done that before with the command block videos. I'd stretch it by giving a useless piece of information to get like an extra 30 seconds. It's not like you're turning a 2-minute announcement video into a 30-minute announcement video. That's outrageous stretching. You're just adding an extra minute.
Well, see, like, I don't feel like you should just stretch the video so you can get people watching it for longer. If we get a little bit more into the specifics, AVD, or average view duration, like, yeah, you can get more people watching, but your AVR, average viewer retention, goes down because likely if they just get bored, they're going to click off. Again, those are some really complicated terms that I'm not going to get into too much because like that's just too much to explain in the relatively short amount of time that we have to do this podcast. Basically, no, I wouldn't stretch your videos just to stretch them, but like if you're stretching them slightly, just, you know, so you can make a little bit more money, or like, I don't know, that's really the only use that I have for it. But if you have another use for it, then sure, go for it. It can work, I guess.
Do you have anything to add on to that, Jake? Because you also make 8-minute videos, or is that just simply because the videos are 8 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, like, the general concept people like kind of think of is like they think if you just stretch it to 8 minutes, like it'll get more money, but that's like not necessarily true. Like, if let's say you have like a 6-minute video, and then you have like some like really boring stuff, like really 2-minute boring stuff, like what's the point of adding like a mid-roll or whatever, like when no one's gonna be watching after that, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to make it as interesting as the other part. Well, like, I mean, like the YouTube like algorithm, like if like your video is like interesting for more than like 4 minutes, which is like, and it's like a 10-minute video, like it'll probably do well. Yeah. In terms of retention and AVD, like, so like the kind of rule of thumb, which I've had like clients like tell me, like it doesn't really matter. Like for like video editing clients, it doesn't really matter. Like after like 4 or 5 minutes, because there's a really high chance they're going to continue watching anyways, because they enjoy that kind of content for about 4 minutes, which is quite a long time on YouTube. So yeah, it's kind of like a persuasion technique, I guess.
Yeah. I guess the final thing we want to talk about today is a lot of YouTube is like just knowing people. I guess you can just say like a lot of stuff in the world is just knowing people, knowing the right people to like advance in life, I guess. But definitely on YouTube, knowing people, having connections and stuff like that is like really, really important. And when I've talked about this in the past, I hear a lot of people asking, well, how do you meet other people? And that's definitely like a valid concern, a valid point. And a lot of it just has to deal with like your luck and how lucky you are with meeting the right people, or just meeting people that can benefit you and you benefit them. It's like a two-way system sort of thing. Like, you know, don't expect to just, you know, meet people and like, oh, they'll promote your videos and you'll get a bunch of views from them and everything like that. But it's more just like, you know, if you can meet the right people to work with, to make videos with, to bounce ideas off of, that'll help you a lot in the long run.
Myself and you, Potato, are actually a perfect example here, and I'm assuming you remember this, but I just thought it'd be great to bring it up, and I haven't actually brought this up before the podcast. Back, I think it was Christmas 2020. It was Christmas 2020. I remember I actually got to 15k subscribers before you at Christmas, which was a big achievement. Anyways, at the time I was still doing commands and I was very heavily into the QProf community, and I remember once I beforehand I contacted you on your contact account asking about streaming, so I was planning on streaming in 2021, which I did. But then you messaged me and you added me on my main account, and you were asking me to help you with a QProf video. And you know, after that I helped you with the QProf video. You mentioned me in your video. I gained a lot of subscribers from it, so you benefited me in the sense of I got subs, and I benefited you in the fact that you got back to that video, and then slowly I moved into the Hive community. It was also helpful as well with Jake, because Jake was also in the Hive community at the time, but I'd met him in the QProf community, and just having you to his connections then slowly brought me into the community, and then I also obviously benefited Jake somehow. I don't know. I'm assuming there's like, I guess just like with ideas and stuff like that, benefited Jake, and then like that's an example there of a two-way thing. Like we helped each other out. Then for the luck aspect, I guess, do you want to use the Tubbo situation as an example there briefly?
I mean, yeah, I guess we can reference the fact that like I technically have a connection to Tubbo and the fact that he's like watched my video and stuff like that, and we've talked a little bit. I mean, yeah, sometimes you literally just get lucky with like the people you meet, and like say tomorrow or whatever, I get a DM from Tubbo asking, yo, you want to like record a video with me and Tommy checking out like early access for my new server or whatever. And you know, that's just like lucky. You can't really do anything to like, you know, make sure that happens. Like I would never go ask Tubbo like, hey, can I get early access to your server for a video? I would never do that. But like, you know, sometimes you just get lucky with people you meet, and sometimes those people you meet can like bring really good opportunities to you. And again, this is all just like hypothetical, but it's just you get lucky sometimes with the people you meet, and that's why it's important to meet people and to know people.
It's also with you as well, Jake. Like I have no clue how you got into that editing Discord, because I have a feeling it's very like closed thing. But then like you getting into that editing Discord then got you friends with iBallisted Squid, then got you editing with SB. Like it's very much just, it's lucky that I messaged you about the streaming thing, Potato, and then you somehow knew who I was and then messaged me for help. It's just, and it's purely lucky that we're still like, I'd like to say, good friends to this day. So it's very like, yeah, connections are great. There's obviously lots of ways in which you can make connections. Like I know I've been like, I think I met Evident through yourself, and I helped Evident with a lot of trapping videos, and that's simply just from being lucky and having a connection with you then got me friends. And I'm not saying I'm not like helping Evident with videos because he's clouted. That's not the reason here. It's the same reason that you're not like overly hyped just because Tubbo's clouted. Like I'm sure if he had the same amount of subscribers as you or even less, and like just the way he is what made you like talk to him and stuff like that. But it's obviously a lot different because he's Tubbo. There's not very much to say about connections, is there?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we mainly touched on the points that we needed to touch on for it.
Jake, do you have anything to mention about connections regarding you? Or?
I mean, like social media platforms and stuff is like obviously, I mean, if we're talking online, it's obviously really important to like get yourself out there, like meet new people. Like I think like to start off, if you want to like do content creation or whatever, like you need to have like a small audience, like just enough to like talk to other small audiences, and then that gets bigger and bigger, you know what I mean? It's like a long spiral.
Well, I mean, it's like for the spiral thing again, sorry, back to like us, I guess, and this is a big stretch, but then like, you know, Yellowfish used to make QProf content, and then I met Yellowfish. You watched my command block videos, then we got talking, then I introduced you to Yellowfish, or you met Yellowfish somehow. I have a feeling it was like, I'm not saying it's because of me, I'm just saying
it was like,
I'm explaining the spiral here, I guess. And then like, you know, then Yellowfish was friends with Ignacio, and now you're friends with Ignacio, and then I got you to to me like turtles, and then like I guess it's just one big like it's just a big staircase of like not you exactly climbing through people, but like you like just connection upon connection kind of thing,
Yeah.
And that was luck based, like because you were just someone in my comment section who I thought, oh, this guy's actually really cool, I like this guy, and then now look, we host a podcast together and we both make content on the exact same server.
Yeah.
So not saying you're a fan, that's all I was trying to get at there. I'm just I know you're a massive fan of me, but like you get what I mean. Love my content. I guess on the topic of videos or like commenting on videos, watching videos, I guess is a really big stretch of a transition here. There's one more thing I want to mention. I know you said that was the last thing, PotatoPie, but is it okay if I mention one more thing?
Go for it.
So the last thing I want to talk about, this will be the last thing because we don't want this podcast to be too long. And if you want us to make one a bit further in depth in the very far future, let us know. We can hopefully get someone else on who we've talked about that we want. The very last thing I want to talk about is I'm not saying he made this up or it came from him. I always refer to it as the Danny method. I don't know why, it's just what I call it because he's the one who introduced it to me. And you do this, Potato, I know you do. I do this all the time. And it's at the end of your videos, literally just straight up saying, if you enjoyed this video, go and watch this video, there's link to this video. But obviously you don't say it like that. But like for instance, it'll be uploaded by the time this podcast comes out, so I'm just gonna say it. My second tournament video, I'm mid-editing that as we record this podcast. That's going to come out, and at the end of that I go, if you enjoyed this tournament video, then go watch this other tournament video that I recorded.
Right. Just being able to like link content to other content that the viewer might enjoy is like huge. And again, just getting people to watch your videos and watch more of your videos. Not necessarily make every video the same so that people will watch the same thing over and over again, but just like getting people to like go watch your other content instead of just watching one video, saying, oh, that's pretty cool, and then just like going to somewhere else. I think that's big for, just like building an audience, I guess.
It's like binge watching, oh yeah, go on, sorry.
I know that sounds bad, but like literally getting the viewer to binge watch your content is exactly what YouTube wants you to do as a content creator.
And it's what you want. You want people to like watch all your
videos. It's beneficial for everyone except I guess the viewer if they have like stuff to do.
But if they enjoy it, then they're being blessed. So
Yeah, no. You're right.
Go on, Jake.
You have to like figure out a way to like not be like too robotic about it and be like natural to like where it almost doesn't seem like a technique you're using, and it just seems like the viewer might be interested in your video, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but that's why I'm linking it to a like I said about the tournament one. I'm like, okay, you just watched this tournament video, you've watched to the end, so you've clearly enjoyed this tournament video. Go watch my other tournament video, which you're going to enjoy because it's the exact same video, but it's about a different tournament and with different people.
Yeah.
It's not like saying, oh, you enjoyed this Hive rap battle, so go watch how I got banned from the Hive. Like, there's no
I mean, the only real connection is the actual point of you playing the Hive.
Exactly. So there's literally no link between me getting banned because I didn't get banned for having a rap battle. So it doesn't work for the viewer. But if I went from like, oh, if you enjoyed this video of how I had a Hive rap battle, go watch how I made Hive YouTubers sing Dream Mask. Because like they're both about music. There's not too much to say about that. Other than that, if you guys have anything to add, then it'd be perfect.
No, I think that's very solid advice. Just being able to link viewers, get people binge watching your content, I guess.
This has been a good podcast. I enjoyed this.
This has been really solid. I've enjoyed going a little bit more in depth into YouTube.
Hopefully in the future we can go a little bit even more depth, which will be a longer podcast for sure. Because this won't be an hour long, but we have been recording for over an hour, PotatoPie. And thank you for coming on. I know we're recording this straight after the last podcast, but thank you for joining us for a second week.
No problem. This was awesome to be on. Very good experience.
Definitely want to have you as a guest in the future, and definitely, Jake, we want more guests.
Yeah.
These two podcasts, I've enjoyed them so much. Do you have anything to say, PotatoPie? I forgot to do it in the last podcast. If people want to check you out, I know your name's PotatoPie25, but where can they check you out?
Quite literally, just go search up PotatoPie25 on most social media platforms, and you will likely find me. So
that's your handle everywhere, then.
Not everywhere. I could explain that in another podcast. Not everywhere, but pretty much everywhere.
Next time Potato's on the podcast, find out why one of his handles aren't PotatoPie25.
Exactly. Oh god,
that's the only reason you're gonna watch now. It's great. Okay. Thank you both for joining me today. Jake, thank you for being the co-host again.
No
Sadly,
problem.
here every week. And PotatoPie, thank you for joining us as a guest. I appreciate it.
Problem.
This has been the Inside Minecraft podcast. Everything you need to know about the everything you need to know about the Minecraft YouTube algorithm. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one, and peace.